We travel to southeast England, very near the port of Dover, the main entrance for thousands of products arriving in Great Britain by ship, including hundreds of cars that will be customized by British tuners. Near Dover stands the small town of Sheerness, an industrial port where the goods mix with the few tourists in search of the scarce British sun. Here in the middle of the port facilities we find one of the most famous names on the European tuning scene, Sumo Power. This company supplies components for Japanese cars by mail, but it is the models that Sumo prepares as show cars that have brought it enormous fame. As soon as we go in, we come across some of the cars that have made Sumo Power's name, such as a Nissan Skyline of the latest generation, customized in Japan by Dulux, the only one in the world with extra-wide bodywork. Some drift cars also stand by the entrance, as this has become one of the company's main business facets. The facilities where the orders are made and the warehouse are the most important parts of the company. At the back, a little store holds sufficient stock to supply the parts most in demand by customers. But this tuner's real treasures are hidden in the work area. This is a Nissan 350Z prepared for drift. Beside it, we see a Mitsubishi Evo for head-to-head time attack competitions. And we can also see several Nissan Skylines of different generations. Today's our lucky day. Sumo Power is in charge of organizing the D1 Drift Championship in the United Kingdom, and several cars came from Japan for the last race. Some of them are still waiting to return to the land of the rising sun. A rare opportunity to have a close-up look at some of these machines. A Nissan 200, a Nissan Silvia, a Skyline and some Toyotas from a couple of generations ago show the type of preparations produced for drift in Japan. The maximum performances are sought, and though the looks are important, this is a secondary aspect. And a few little knocks doesn't mean that the car has to be completely overhauled. Andy Burns is the owner of the company.
Okay, Sumo Power is a parts mail order company. Sometimes people think we're a tuner, but in actual fact we're a parts tuning company. So we build promotional cars to show what our parts can do.
The first car Andy's going to show us is a Nissan 350Z, a car with sufficient quality to compete and win against the Japanese monsters of drift.
Obviously we build very many different cars to demonstrate our parts. The car we're standing next to now is our D1 car, our drift car. This car was built completely at Sumo Power. It has a turbocharged engine built by HKS Europe with 504 horsepower. This car's sole purpose is to be a professional drift car. So actually this car was the first car to have a D1 status in Europe. Now this car participates in the D1 Great Britain National Championship.
The Nissan has a new Dulux extra-wide bodywork kit, the first one in the world with this configuration, which includes front wings, rear three-quarters and also completely new bumpers with apron at front and back. The carbon bonnet and the rear spoiler are entirely functional, as is the hatch, which is now made of plastic, or the windows, replaced by ones of very light plastic to make the car more effective. The engine is a real competition animal, with a compressor blowing directly from the intake to add 200 horsepower to the Nissan V6 3.5-litre engine. But without a doubt, the jewel in this company's crown is this Nissan Skyline, a car that has been on the covers of 14 different magazines all over the world, from Japan to the United States, as well as Australia, Asia and half of Europe.
This Nissan Skyline is my favourite car and probably the most famous Sumo car that we've ever made. This car has had many guises in the past. We've done time attack with this car, we've done drag racing with this car, we've done circuit events with this car. Pretty much everything that every event that we've participated with this car is either won or come very, very close on as a podium finish. Previously, this car for 2003 and 2004 was the four-wheel drive European record holder. The quickest time on the drag strip we ever run was 9.6 seconds at 145 miles an hour. Still, the car weighs 1,600 kilos with 916 horsepower. So we stopped campaigning this car as a drag car 2 years ago, and still only one or two cars have managed to beat our time in 2 years. Right now the car's specification is set up for time attack and also for the street. So although the same parts remain on the car, we've been able to turn the power down a little bit, so now the car has about 650 horsepower instead of 900 horsepower. Cars with 900 horsepower really only are suitable for drag strip.
The Skyline has a Do-Luck bodywork kit, one of the first kits designed by the young Japanese company. Obviously, all the mechanics have evolved, such as the specific damping system, or the Advan wheels with hollow spokes, the brake system, and above all the engine with a couple of turbos blowing to achieve incredible power. This is just part of what can be seen at Sumo Power. The company, which is increasingly powerful in the UK, is expanding throughout the world. So in the future you might well see a car with a sticker from this tuner overtaking you on the road. It'll be the faithful reflection of a philosophy. Each component has a clear objective and there is nothing superfluous on their cars. A formula that has brought them great success.